It's Bruins Benders postgame presented by the Inside the Rink Podcast Network through InsideTheRink.com and the ITR YouTube channel. Subscribe now. Hit the thumbs up. Comment section getting going on a Saturday night early so you can get out and get lathered up later. We have the 3 Up, 3 Down coming up. Benders Banters coming up presented by Evolve ABA. And I'll tell you what, this one here, first 10 minutes of the game looked like there was going to be trouble. Like, who were they going to trade tomorrow? And then all of a sudden, they score 2 goals in 39 seconds and then play pretty tremendous hockey after that and get the 3-2 win against the Colorado Avalanche, giving them their first regulation loss of the season out of nowhere.
Out of completely against the run of play in the early going. I mean, it looked like those first 10 and a half, 11 minutes that it was going to be, one of those 6-1 Colorado games where they just steamroll you. But look, Swayman was good early, held them in it. They finally found their footing, caught their breath, whatever they needed to do. Got those couple of quick goals. And then they didn't give it back right away, which was big because they've been known to do that thing a little bit this year early on. And tell you, Swayman was a big reason why. Penalty killing good again. I thought they got, good contributions up and down the lineup. Casey Middlestad's been good since he was called out. He was in today. Made some good passes. I don't think he scored, but that Zacha, Middlestad, Arvidsson line looks decent right now. They're finding a little bit of chemistry. Middlestad's playing better. He was more competitive. He battled Makar for a loose puck towards the end. Usually 9 times out of 10, he loses that battle, but he, does enough so that another Bruin can come in and take the puck. So little things like that, little battles like that, they're competing, at the very least. We've said that all along. This team doesn't give up. They might not be the most talented team. They might not, score a bunch of goals. They might be porous defensively, but they're going to compete at the very least. And they did that today, but they executed defensively and offensively when it mattered. And were able to come away with the win, a huge win for them and, maybe for their confidence going forward.
I think the general manager gave you the team that you're going to get behind eventually. Like they gave you the team, like just they're kind of playing with it. They're playing with it a little bit. Like he's kind of taking advantage of you a little bit because you have a soft spot for that plucky little bunch. You know what I mean? That little engine that could thing, like the Boston blue collar thing. Like he's playing. He's tugging at your ball strings. You know what I mean? Like it's just this is what he's doing. So, and it it'll work to an extent. I mean, it's still professional hockey. You want to win games, but this is definitely a team that is going to continue. And here's the thing: the last game against Anaheim, to a man, they were using the word embarrassed like over and over again. Like everybody who spoke used the word embarrassed. Last year, you wouldn't hear a lot of that. You know what I mean? It almost seemed like they said those things and then they backed it up today. Like they give a shit. You know what I mean? They care. Now they're not going to win much of anything, but they care enough. They have enough guys who love hockey enough and care about it enough to actually try to make the thing right. So that's going to probably keep you in it, or maybe not them in it, but you in it as a fan for a while. You know what I mean? Like it's because you're gonna kind of love that thing about them. You know what I mean? And they do battle back. This is the first time they've actually battled back and kept it and won it against a good team. The other times they battled back and just didn't quite have enough. Maybe this is a confidence builder. But look, you go Monday night to Ottawa and you could lose 4-1 and it could just be the same shit again.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They could go into Ottawa and they could lay an egg on Monday. No question about it.
Yeah.
They got the goaltending today. Look, there was some point blank chances there where, Swayman bailed them out. When they're getting really, really good goaltending, above average, borderline, elite goaltending, they can be in games. If their goaltending is average to below average, they will lose. Plain and simple. If their goaltending isn't very good, they will lose.
without a doubt. And he was really good. And I don't know, look, there's been other games when people really haven't faulted him because of the bad turnovers and defense and what have you. But if you can't tell the difference between when Swayman is focused and locked in and when he isn't, then you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like today, he was square on the puck. He was anticipating correctly. He was within his crease. He was within the post. Like he was really playing good. Like he looked more like Tuukka Rask today, like just being positionally sound. When he's not incredibly focused, or he thinks that his defense is letting him down or what have you, he kind of lets himself go, and he's not as fucking on point.
Yeah, I think when he's worried about what's happening in front of the net too, that gets him off his game. Like when he's worried about chopping a guy in the leg or protecting his crease rather than saving the puck, I think that gets him off his game.
Right. And today he looked like he was sharp today.
He did, and I thought the defense did a pretty good job in the crease of clearing guys out. Like I thought Mason Lohrei today was excellent. 3 assists. He got involved in a scrum physically. He was grabbing people. He was, I mean, that's what we need from him. Not the 3 assists, because that's, you're not going to get that every night. But
yeah, right.
Smart plays, not trying to do too much, not trying to go across the ice to, waist high to somebody. If you have an easy outlet, just give it to him. Like I've been complaining about this for years with the Bruins defensemen. They want to go wing to wing, waist high. That has very little chance of success.
No, that's
if you
gonna
have
bounce
an
wrong.
easy outlet 10 feet in front of you, just give the fucking forward the puck. It's not that hard.
Right.
It
they
really
tried
is.
those home run plays. I don't know.
And Lohrei, I thought, was engaged physically, defensively. He was winning more puck battles in his own zone. He was, and look, he started on the, I guess you can say the second pair, but he wasn't playing top line minutes.
No.
This was a change they made too. It wasn't McAvoy and Lohrei. He didn't have to be out there against the McKinnons of the world.
No.
And look, he was better for it. So there you go. There's the recipe. Limit his exposure against playing against top line players from the other teams. He'll chip in a little offensively, and he'll maybe grow his confidence. So down the road, way down the road, you can play him against other teams' top lines when he finally figures out the defensive.
Or maybe not. Like that's fine too.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Right. Maybe not.
That's fine too. I mean, he's if he could on the third pair, if they can create some chemistry and play 13, 14 minutes a game, then fine. The issue is you got to find someone to play with McAvoy. I don't know if that's Zadorov, I really don't. It's probably
together tonight. I thought they were.
I did too, but I think over the course of time, I'm not 100% sure. But and Hampus Lindholm's an issue. This minor injury is keeping him out of the lineup. No idea what's going on there too.
Yeah, I mean he's played 3 of 10 games.
Yeah, and they said it was minor. They said he was going to be back 4 games ago. He flew to friggin' the West Coast and didn't play. But here's the thing: let's keep an eye on this, because if this is Sturm if this is his first kind of example of him like making his stamp on this team, and if he can get Mittelstadt and Lohrei to play the way they need to play, like that's a big deal. That's a big plus in Sturm's resume. Like if he can get them to buy in and play this way, then that's a big first step for him in capturing how they want players to play.
100%. I would agree with that 100%. I think he, seemed to push the right buttons with Mittelstadt. He called out Lohrei after the game the other night, said the 2 goals were his fault. Yeah. And pushing those buttons can light a fire under those guys and get them playing the right way, which it seems like it has. Now we need to see it consistently. Mittelstadt's strung a few games together, so that's positive. Lohrei, one good game after a bad game. Now we need to see another good game after a bad game. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be a 3-assist game, but just don't get scored on when you're out there. That to me is a win for him.
That's your third pair. That's it. Yeah.
Make good outlet passes and don't get scored on when you're out there.
Yeah, it's 100% true. Like you're a third pair. I mean, you go out there like when it was McQuaid and Ferentz, you go out there and you're a little nasty, you're a little tough to play against. You just don't. You're not going to score, but you're not going to let them score. You make it hurt a little bit, and then you let the other players make the plays. You know what I mean? And that's just don't be a detriment to what the hell's going on out there. And I think if Lohrei and Peeke can create some chemistry, then that would be helpful to them, like extremely helpful to them. And it would set, like you said, it would settle Lohrei into a role that probably is more fitting for him right now at the pro level. You know, it's just he's used to playing 28, 30 minutes his whole life. But right now, like that's just not the way. And it made, look at McAvoy was much better today. And I think Lohrei and McAvoy together creates this sense from McAvoy that he has to do more. And that's what creates the problems. Like he even said it, and Sturm said it when they asked him before the game today about McAvoy's performance. He's like, it's like he does a little bit too much. We've been saying that for fucking 2 years.
Yeah, he's trying too hard. He wants it so bad. He's trying too hard. And McAvoy said it, Sturm said it. So maybe Sturm calling him out and separating him from Lohrei kind of tightens up his game too. I mean, they could all use a little tightening of the game up for sure. Especially in the D zone. And they had some more, I don't know what it is, if it's like a hybrid man-to-man or whatever, but they're playing some more man-to-man. And today, for the most part, it worked out. Look, there was still areas where guys were wide and Swayman bailed them out.
They were.
Or they didn't get the puck there in time to take advantage of it. So, that's still a work in progress. But, you have to be happy with what they did today against a really good Avalanche team.
Well, hockey can be a funny game. The first 8 or 10 minutes, they were chasing the puck the whole 8 or 10 minutes. Like it seemed like the whole time it was like the Avalanche against the JV team. Like it just was like they were just chasing. And then when they score those, they get a fortuitous bounce a couple of times to score 2 goals. Like Lohrei fans on the puck. It ends up going Arvidsson comes down the thing, banks it off the back of the goalie, and it goes in. Now the crowd's into it. You exhale a little bit because you've been chasing the puck all night. Like it's just, that was rough. And then the next one is, a terrible clearing pass, indirect off the boards that the defenseman's charging in on, and fans are whiffs on it.
Yeah,
so now it's 2-on-1 the other way.
Yeah,
and then Joonas makes I'll tell you what, Joonas, who screwed up more 2-on-1s than the fucking timekeeper at the whorehouse. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like he comes, he toe drags, and then he backhand saucers like Gretzky, and an Asimont looks like fucking Messier, and it's 2-1. Yeah. And you're like, holy shit, what just happened? Like, it's just like they look so bad. And for Joonas and Asimont to come together to do that is just, it was unbelievable. And then that just seemed to from then on, the Bruins played with much more conviction, much better, much tighter. Like it was just the first 8 or 10 minutes, they were like shell shocked, and you could almost tell they were like, holy shit, we're going to lose 7 in a row. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then those lucky kind of bounces, which you have to capitalize on. I mean, they were up. And then Geekie's goal, like the 3 goals are opportunistic. You know what I mean? They were just, waiting for your break. And if that's the way they have to play. They have to cash in on the breaks. Yeah. And they have to be tight defensively and get good goaltending. And this was the recipe today against a really good team. Is it sustainable? I don't think so. But if you keep doing this, you can win some more games. For sure.
Sure you can. Yeah, you can win some more games if you play this way and are opportunistic. Look, they've had some bad puck luck. I mean, and you can talk about, bad teams have bad puck luck, which probably is true a lot of the time. But tonight, they got a couple bounces go their way, but they capitalized on it. Like if Malinsky had just whiffed on that, they come down in a 2-on-1 and don't get a shot off, then it's just, it's nothing. It's, Malinsky fucked it up, and then we fucked it up. But we capitalized, which is the difference tonight. And Arvidsson capitalizes, and Geekie was smart enough to, pull the puck back short side and score. So, they capitalized on those mistakes, which they haven't been doing. When bad teams make mistakes like the Bruins, it seems like it ends up in your net. When good teams do it, they either make another play to cover for it, or you can't capitalize. But today the Bruins were able to capitalize on some of those things and take advantage of it, and ended up coming out with a win.
Today when I was before the game reading a bunch of stuff on X and all this other stuff, and about the Beecher's going in for VL and this stuff, and how Providence has won 5 in a row now, and they're like a friggin' wagon and all this stuff. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, the problem is that they have drafted or acquired people, and they have a certain style they want to play, and those people can't do it, like physically can't do it. So they're trying to take these players in the draft and make them into something that they want them to be, and it's not allowing them to be who they are as a player. So that's really, this is why I don't believe, honestly, that they know how to build a roster, because I think they have in their head what they want, and some of that was on display today. But they have in their head what they want, but then when they go draft players, I'm not sure what they're scouting. What are you scouting for? Like, quantify what you're trying to do. Like, put it down on paper. Like, this is what I want to see from this guy when I'm scouting him. And if I don't see it, then I don't scout him anymore. Like, he's not a fit. Right. And right now they're getting Fabian Lysell had no chance to play the way you wanted him to play when you drafted him. Like, you knew he wasn't that guy.
No, they're trying to. I've said it before. They're trying to shoehorn everybody in to be Patrice Bergeron. You're not going to draft another Patrice Bergeron. No. Cut it out. Like, you're not going to have a team full of 200-foot responsible guys and win. That's not what happens.
No.
You need some offensive talent. You need some offensive flair. You need to let those guys be who they are. But if you want guys to compete, if that's your number one thing, you have to draft guys that are competitive. Don't draft guys that aren't competitive and say, "Oh, we can make them competitive." No, it's competitiveness is kind of in you or it isn't.
Right.
You can teach somebody to be a little more nasty in front of the net, maybe give a cross check or two. But we've been wanting that from Brandon Carlo for years and years and years. It's not in the guy.
No, it's not.
It's not in Mason Lohrei. It's not in him. He was a little bit better today, and Carlo's been a little bit better, from time to time. But it's not in him. Like,
but it's not natural. It's not sustainable. It's not natural.
Right. You can goose him and get him to do that for a game or two, but he's not going to consistently do that because it's not in his DNA. You got to draft guys based on the qualities that you're looking for, and they don't do it. They draft guys and then they try to shoehorn them in to what they want them to be. And like you said, it doesn't allow them to be the players that you drafted them for in the first place.
No. And it's what Florida's done really well, is that they've identified players, even when they go on losing streaks and all that stuff. They still have players who play the style they play. They identify the players like Greer. He can score a little bit, but he can fight. And then Boquist has speed. He's a good forechecker, which the Bruins never really capitalized on. Like, they identify players even all throughout the lineup, and even bench players and depth players as this is how we play. This is what we want in a player. And the Bruins, I think, kind of have an idea of what that is, but they don't identify it well. And you end up with this ragtag bunch of like beer league team where guys are just kind of not jointed. And I think that's part of the problem they've had over the years. And that's why I think they just don't know how to do this. And this has been a slow death on it's just not going to happen because they don't get it. They don't know how to do it. And I think that sometimes it's heavy. Sometimes, we'll draft Lysell even though we want to be heavy. Like, well, what are you drafting Lysell in to play this? He's not heavy. Poitras, you draft him. He's not heavy. Lohrei doesn't play a physical, nasty game. He's not hard to play against. You draft him. Like, what are you doing? So that has to be fixed. Like, that has to be fixed. I don't know how to do it, but
their development model sucks. And they're like the drafting and development, combined, pieced together, has a lot to be desired. They got some stuff there they got to iron out to, figure out what their actual identity is going to be, and then draft to it and develop to it and play to it. But they haven't figured that out quite yet. And I'm not sure, like you said, I'm not sure this management group is a group that's going to be able to do that.
No, I don't think they're equipped to do that. All right, let's get to Benders Banter. And Benders Banter is, as always, presented by Evolve ABA. which offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst to adult day programs in residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training in collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis. To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or visit evolveaba.net. First one up today, and it's I'm getting to love the fact that the chat begins before the post game even begins. That's really nice. Odysseys, I'm thinking buying a piss and vinegar number 8 jersey, or would it be too much of a blasphemy on a franchise pillar and icon such as Cam Neely? That I bet you see that at some point. Remember that guy Eaton 69 that used to have? He had like an authentic. He spent like $200 on an authentic that said Eaton 69. Like what? Like seriously? You spend that kind of money on that? Yeah, I mean I don't know. You'll probably see a piss and vinegar number 8. Look, again. Philosophical differences between Sweeney and Neely. Neely's getting his way now because it hasn't worked. And I'm sure Sweeney is uncomfortable with the whole thing because he just doesn't fully believe in it. And he wants puck moving and faster pace and all that stuff. He was a smaller player. Like he wants that type of thing. And Neely is finally saying, hey, it's not working. So you're going to do it this way in your last 3-year deal here. And I think Sweeney probably is not equipped to do that, is probably a little uncomfortable trying to put that thing together.
Yeah, I think he is.
And I think Neely pulls the strings now more than he did before. You know, the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, I was really thinking, like, who are they trading tomorrow? Like, what is going to happen in the post game tonight after this, 5-0 loss to Colorado where they can't even get to the puck. Like what's going to happen? And they saved themselves from purgatory.
You know what would be so Bruins is if, they win and then they win Monday, win a couple in a row. That second line's playing well, Zacha's playing well, and then they trade his ass.
Well, here's the thing I thought about in the Zacha thing, and it's funny.
Right after that.
Brick talks about the 200-foot game from Zacha, right? So I'm thinking to myself, you told us you want responsible 200-foot defensive structure. So the one guy who does it maybe the best on your team, you're going to trade.
Yeah.
And it dawned on me. And I've been like a trade Zacha for wherever you get kind of guy. I've been that guy. So I'm not saying that. I wasn't saying the same thing, but it just dawned on me today, like, wait a minute. You're trading the one guy who's a prime example of what you want to do, and you're going to trade him.
Well, here's another thing, and you can chalk it up to a conspiracy theory or whatever not, but he wasn't really playing center.
No.
Wasn't playing center. All of a sudden, Canucks want a center, are looking for a center. Now he's playing center. Yep. And Brick's saying he's really more valuable in the middle, 200-foot game, putting up points. Is that a pump? Is that to pump him up for the trade?
100%. They went to Brick and said, talk about Zacha and his 200-foot game. We need to get rid of it. We need to increase his value. We want a blue chip prospect of a first-round pick for him.
It seems
yes.
It seems like it. I'm just saying it seems like it.
I love your conspiracy theories. Yes, I think that's yes. Because out of the blue, he talked about, and they weren't playing him at center because they felt he was more valuable at wing.
Yeah, Middlestat.
All of a sudden, he's more valuable at center. Huh?
Well, they were saying that about Middlestat too. Middlestat's when he went on his little hot streak, he's more valuable at center. He can see the whole ice from there, make more plays, blah blah blah. And now, now it's trade Zacha season, and now Zacha's center, and he's playing a great 200-foot game, and he's chipping in offensively. And Connor wants to chime in and tell me I'm wrong.
So, are you saying that Brick is the Chauncey Billups of the Nesson broadcast?
Yes, he's behind the scenes, stripping everybody of their integrity. Yeah. Hey, look, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I heard the same thing today, and it just like dawned on me, like, wait a minute. Every value that you talked about you wanted your team to have, you're going to trade that guy.
Trade him.
Like, that's insane to me. Like, that's and look, I am a guy who wants you to find out what you can get for Zacha. And if you can get a couple, like a blue chipper and a first round pick, do it. But if you're saying this is what you want, than to trade that guy. Now you've got to get a guy like him.
Exactly.
Like, so that was something that really jumped off at me today. It was weird. Matthew Curtis, only way I'm enjoying this team again is if they rip off a 10-game win streak. The only thing this team has made me do is start watching BC hockey. And Dean Letourneau has scored, has a point in 4 straight. James Hagens scored again last night. They're not winning, but Gasso scored from Will Moore last night. So they're producing. They're not winning, but they're producing. I don't think they're gonna make the tournament. I think they're gonna. I don't know if they'll make the tournament.
Look, I think their forward group is good. I think their defense is not good.
Oh, it's not very good,
and their goalie is not very good.
Yeah, other than Manetian, who was a development player, like other than that, their defense.
Fortescue is fine, but other than that, there's not a lot back there.
No, there really isn't. And the jury's still out on if their forwards are good defensive players.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing we're going to hear about when the Sticks players come up and they're not 200-foot players and they're playing 6 years with the Providence Bruins.
Well, I mean, it could be the same thing with Gavin McKenna. I mean, I think he was, 7 or 8 points, but he was a -3 or 4. Yeah. So, you can put points up, but if your other team scoring more goals than you while you're out there, what good is it?
Yeah. Damon F1 says the cup is back on? Exclamation point. Yeah. Sure.
No, Damon, it is not back on.
Well, and Michigan Mike follows up, but sorry, Damon. Fool's gold. So we took care of that. Matthew Curtis, I would say that Swayman really has not been a problem this year, and I would agree. If we had anything that resembled a competent defense, I think he'd be at the top of the league, and I would probably agree with that for the most part. He's been really good. I think you might see the 3 out of 4 coming up soon because Korpisalo was not good the other day. And if Swayman's playing this well and making 8.25, then I say he should be playing 75% of the games. Let's see. Damon F1. Swayman has been solid this game. D still needs some work, but they look much better than they did against the Ducks. And they did for 2.5 periods, 2.25 periods. They looked much better than they did Thursday because the Ducks looked like they were skating on. Now, look, Avalanche had a lot of chances and had a lot of shots. I mean, the Bruins blocked 35 shots, like 35 shots. And the Avalanche had like 32 on net. So then the shots missed. They probably took 95 shots today. There was some room to shoot. But as Smitty said, they were good around their own net. They were a little bit better as the game went on at clearing the puck out and giving one and done. The man-to-man's a work in progress.
Yeah, and Swayman was decent on rebounds for the most part.
He was kind of swallowing up this time. Yeah. This team needs Sway or Corpy to steal some games, says 69 ODAT.
Yeah. Corpy's not doing that. Corpy's struggling. No. Corpy's struggling overall.
No, he's not doing that at all. And it might be time, if they're not playing very well, to just see what we can get for Corpy. Even dump the contract. And bring DiPietro up and just call it a day. Dan Maynard, hey guys, first day on our Japan holiday, so we'll be missing this and maybe a few this week. Looks like I didn't miss an exciting game despite the win. Well, I mean, the game itself had its moments. It wasn't as entertaining as the Ducks game, but it had its moments today. Of course, the 39 seconds where they scored 2 goals. And then the last 5 minutes, I thought the Bruins did a really good job, especially with the goalie pulled up until that goal of doing a good job of playing defense, managing the puck and clearing it. And then they gave up that goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great
tip. Great tip. Lehkonen played really well to his 2 goals. Yeah. Great tip. Great tip. But then they, for the most part, though, I thought they finished the game fairly well. Let's see. Finally, a game where I don't have to go right to bed after 3 a.m. comes quick, says T-Boz. You got that right. Oh, my God. These 3 o'clock Saturday afternoons, those are nice. You get banged up after this one.
Yeah. Get lathered.
Yeah, get lathered up. Love to see it, says Odyssey. This was piss and vinegar. We have absolutely nothing to do against a Avs caliber team in 7 games. So fuck, you grind one out. Sway with stellar. You get inside their heads, and then I think that the Bruins just fought back a little, and they didn't quit. And like I said, they get a good bounce or two that they finished, and now it changes the momentum, changes your confidence level. And it was good for Arvidsson to get a goal because that was a monkey on his back. That was. He's a shooter first. He's a goal. He wants to score goals. I mean, that's what makes him happy. So when he's not, he gets frustrated. So if he scores that goal, that changes the whole landscape. And that second line of Zacha, Middlestat, and Arvidsson is becoming sneaky good.
Yeah, I thought they looked good today.
Yeah,
and they're producing a little bit.
Yeah,
or at least Arvidsson not really up until today, but Middlestat and Zacha have been.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that hopefully you can build on. They can build on because you're going to need them. Look, you're going to need them. The scoring depth is going to be tested all year long.
You absolutely are
all year long. So those guys, anything they can give you offensively, is going to help.
Because at some point, the third and fourth lines are not going to be producing for large stretches of time, and you're going to need your top six to get it going. Like I know it's great now, but remember last year when Cole Koepke scored like 5 goals in 10 games, and then ended up with 6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he
went like 50 something games without a goal.
After we were pumping him up, so Pejman says, Dan, that's awesome. I've been in Portugal for over a week and see the Bruins until tonight. Have also been on vacation. Looking forward to catching these post games once I get back to Eastern Standard Time. Safe travels to everybody. The Bruins finally played their game. What's that?
We got a group of fucking world travelers.
Yeah, we do. Everybody does much more. We have no life. This is why we do these post games every single game.
Bunch of jet-setting motherfuckers.
We're some of the only people in Bruins fans nation that watch every single second of every single game.
Could be.
And Smitty has a wife, and he's still able to do this. I don't have anybody who gives a rat's ass
during the season though.
Yeah,
so
I bet she does. I bet she does. Yeah, you can't find many people who would be okay with that kind of thing.
Put up with this kind of shit.
No. The Bruins finally played their game, says Travis. Lohrei was a beast with 3 assists, and Swayman was the MVP of the game. Cinder Blach, 3 points for Lohrei. Didn't see that coming. No. But he, like Smitty said, he was a little more engaged physically. He played a little more confidence. I think when that Arvidsson goal went in, it changed a lot of people's sort of, mind, psyche. Like, I just think it helped everybody like kind of exhale and kind of say like, okay, it's 1-1. They completely dominated us. It's 1-1. So, and then when they make it 2-1, 39 seconds later, they're like, okay, let's play tighter and let's do this. And it worked.
Yeah. I mean, this might've been Lohrei's most well-rounded game of his career. 3 assists plus 2, had 1 shot that he missed, 3 blocks, a hit in almost 19 minutes, 18:58 of ice time.
He had 1/9 of the hits he had last year today.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that works.
Pretty good overall game for him. Something to build on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zadorov, I read something. Zadorov was tied for the league lead with 40 hits, and Lohrei had 9 all last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an amazing stat. Joe Banderas, finally a decent game. We're winning 6 in a row now. Well, we'll see. Well, I mean, look you got Ottawa, you got Isles coming up. You got some games in there you might be able to string 3 or 4 together. This is a tough week. This coming week for the Benders. Like, take your vitamins, say your prayers. It's going to be Monday night game, Tuesday night game, Wednesday night live podcast episode, Thursday night game, Saturday game. Wow.
Yeah. God bless us for doing this.
I know. Jesus, at your service. Nate fighting Charlie so bizarre. What a puss cracking him while the ref had Charlie down to his brick top. They were chucking knocks at the end there. They were going. They weren't happy. And Charlie, I'll give it to McAvoy because I've given it the other way. McAvoy said the things in the post game like embarrassing, like we can't play that way and all this stuff, and they came out and backed it up. And this is the first time, I think, to me, he really showed a true leadership quality in that way. And Geekie too. Like Geekie said, Geekie had 2 goals last game, but legitimately didn't back check on 2 Ducks goals.
Right.
And so he said embarrassing and all this stuff. And Geekie had that hustle play to beat the guy down to the red line, get it, tuck it in.
Yeah.
Like they mic'd him up and he was vocal. And so, those guys showed me something tonight. Like, and those guys have to be the guy. I mean, those guys are on long-term contracts. You're seeing a lot of those 2 guys the next 6 years. So you gotta be that guy to some extent.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's still a little something.
that's basically Sweeney saying that these two guys are part of our core moving
That's
forward. So
Yeah.
you need those guys to be your best players moving forward. You know, Pastrnak, Swayman, like those guys are going to be around here. Zadorov, they're going to be here.
Yeah.
You know, unless there's some kind of major shakeup, you know.
They're not going anywhere.
Going to be here.
You know, I tell you what, Gretzky, that toe drag to a back.
I mean, I couldn't let it all go. I had to throw him in there too.
He was not bad today.
Yeah. Not bad hands, dude.
No, filthy mitt today.
Boss.
No.
Nice to see you.
T-Boss says, Benders, sorry, John T. Sip is old Forster, 1920 10-year in the Benders Rocks vessel. That a
boy. Look at that. I mean, that's
oh my God.
That's stuff right there. That's, you know.
God, that's so beautiful. KG says, get to swap the sip out from bleach to vodka. Yeah, just in time. Just in time. End of the first, you would have been dead on the floor.
Yeah.
That's just in time. Casey doesn't like top or bottom. He prefers to be in the middle, says Travis.
Yeah.
Let's see. They play like there was nothing to lose. Way looser, a bit more connectivity. That's true, T-Boz. Now let's lose another 6 in a row for the McKenna for the win. Yeah. I mean, look, they're not making the playoffs. I said it before. I said it when they were 3-0. They're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So this is going to be kind of the up and down. At home, they'll fight. They'll win some games at home because the crowd will get behind them because they're a plucky bunch and piss and vinegar and everything. On the road, they'll struggle mightily. You know, they're just not that talented. The other team will be flying around the ice and they'll lose games. And when they play really good teams, they'll lose those games. And that's just how it is. 78 points I had. Yep. I think I'm on track. So
I think so.
Travis says, Corp, you better not play Monday. Leave him for Tuesday back at TD Garden against the Isles. I would tend to agree with this. I would tend to agree with putting Swayman in Monday.
I agree. I think Swayman should play Monday.
Yes, I'm with you. And then have him play the Isles Tuesday at home.
Yep.
And I would do that. I would make Swayman earn his money a little bit here today. He wasn't really tested. Well, I mean, he was tested today, but he looked like he was really in a zone. I say let's defeat off that and you put him in 48 hours later. I do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anyone paid any attention to Bussy? Well, we have. Brandon Bussy's been in Carolina and playing extremely well. And how about this? 2-0, 197.
Yeah.
GAA.
With a 9-11 save percentage. And he played against the Kings and Sharks on the road. So, you know, Kings pretty good. Sharks, pretty good offense. Not, world beaters by any stretch, but hey, 2-0, 197 is 2-0, 197.
And that comes out of the blue. Look, that comes out of the blue. I thought Bussy had kind of, shot his wad a couple of years ago. And DiPietro was better than him last year. Flat out better.
Yeah, he was.
And I thought that Bussy had kind of reached his ceiling in max. I'm really surprised he's getting the chance in Carolina. They must have seen something in him they liked.
Oh, what's his name? Somebody's hurt. One of their top two was hurt.
To go with Bussy, I was really surprised. Like I didn't. If you came into the offseason last year, I would say DiPietro will get an NHL chance over Bussy, and now he's doing okay. Look, goaltenders are hard to figure out. They're aloof. They usually are late bloomers. Sometimes they got to get in the right frame of mind. Like goaltenders are really hard to figure out.
It's also who's playing in front of you.
Yes, and Carolina plays good defense.
They do. So there's the difference.
There is. If he played with the Bruins, with them running around like fucking idiots, like he'd be giving up 6 or 7 goals a time. Like it's just not the right setting.
If this team had a rookie goaltender, they would for sure go 0-82.
Oh my God, they would. I mean, it would be. Talk about embarrassing. That would be terrible. So they need someone of Swayman's caliber, or even better than that, just to stay in games. Monkeys off the back for RV and Lohrei. Build on it. Lysell and company can keep cooking in the minors if Sturm manages to get this ragtag bunch to play fundamentals. Easier to plug the rookies in then. I think it's a good point, honestly, is that you don't want to put them in when you're struggling and no one knows what they're doing. And you're a disjointed bunch, and then you throw a Lysell in there.
Yeah.
And he looks just as bad. You don't want to do that. And like we said, they want to play a certain way. And I'm not sure those guys are capable of doing it. So until they show they can, I'm not sure you can ride with those guys going forward unless there's new management and new philosophy. I don't know. I'm just scared to death that Poitras would go somewhere and be pretty good with really good players.
He
Like,
will.
if he went somewhere and played with really good players, like a top 6 on like a Western Conference team that was really good. Like,
I think
be really
he would.
scared.
I think he's going to have a decent NHL career, whether it's here or somewhere else. I think he's going to be a decent NHLer. I don't think he's going to be a world beater ever, but I think he's going to be a decent NHL player.
How I think he's gone by the beginning of next season.
It depends what happens at this trade deadline, but I would tend to agree with you.
I just don't know if he lines up with that whole thing.
No, I mean, they like bigger centers, number one, so that's a strike against him.
Right.
He's a little bit injury prone, which is a strike.
Another strike. Yeah.
And he's not great in faceoffs, which is another strike against him especially for this team. So yeah, I mean, I could see him going somewhere else and succeeding with good players.
Yeah.
I think if they got rid of a Zacha or a Middlestat or both, that might open an opportunity for him here. But I think it's unlikely that both are gone. What's up, Connor?
If you say that he is going to go and have a good NHL career, potentially with another team,
yeah,
but you just listed off all of those negatives here with the Boston Bruins, and it has gone so far sideways within the first 3 years of him being drafted, whose fault is that?
That's the Bruins' fault.
Well, it's the Bruins' fault. In this case, it's the Bruins' fault. In a lot of other cases, the players weren't that good. But in this case with the Bruins, it's again matching what you want to be with what you draft. And you're drafting a kid who weighs 155 pounds soaking wet, and as a good skilled player, but I mean, he's going to be able to withstand how you want to play 82 games of piss and vinegar. No. So,
well, plus you brought him up, a little bit early. I don't think you did him any favors.
It's your fault.
Yeah, even though he was great in camp, I think that's your fault for kind of throwing him into the mix a little too early. Everybody was excited about it. You were excited about it. And you kind of failed the kid because you threw him out there too early. He had a little bit of success, but then he got hurt, and then now he's bouncing around and, hasn't really been able to find his footing again. That's on you. That's on the Bruins. That's not on him. Because wherever he's gone, he's produced. He's gone back down to Providence and played well.
Yes.
So it's not right. It's not his fault. It's your fault. And you're
right.
You set him up to fail playing him with shitty fucking wingers. Are you trying to develop him as a top 6 player? Because if you are, then you play him with the top 6 and you set him in front and you let him go and you let him play through his mistakes like you're letting Mason Lohrei play through his mistakes
over and over.
Yeah, but you haven't done that. I don't know why. You won't let a forward play through his mistakes, but you'll let a defenseman do it. Because when defensemen make mistakes, it usually ends up in the net, like it has with Lohrei.
Well,
when a forward does it, there's other people out there to cover for you.
Right.
I think the more apt to get away with the mistake as a forward than you are as a defenseman. And they certainly haven't given him, the same kind of opportunities that they've given Lohrei. And I don't know why, but they keep bringing all these other fucking guys in that are mediocre at best. You've talked forever about a playmaking center. That's a kid that can make plays. He has really good vision. Is he a shooter? Not really. But if you put him with shooters, maybe you'll get some production out of him. But
I'd love to see him play 25 games with Geekie and Pastrnak.
Yeah.
Like 2 guys who will shoot the puck. I'd love to see that. But and right now, what do you have to lose? But they probably feel like they wronged him 3 years ago. So they're being extra cautious now that they want more and more time. So they probably feel like that was what they did to him, which is exactly what we said. They probably agree. So this is probably why you're seeing him stay down there longer, because he's still only 21 and still slight and everything. So they're still trying to see if he'll grow into his body and mature. And that's probably why they're waiting so long. Probably is. Buy him another year. So, but he is what you need.
And keep his RFA value down.
Bingo. Yeah. He comes up and gets 40 points.
Conspiracy theories.
And the judge says $2.2 million instead of $1.2 million.
Yep.
That's part of it too. Also, keep Beecher in this lineup for a while as VL is garbage. If VL is garbage, it's like the difference between, SpaghettiOs and fucking beefaroni. You know what I mean? Like, you might have a little bit of a preference one over the other.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're gonna fucking shit your brains out.
I mean,
it's inevitable.
I mean, I feel like they're going matchup based with the thing because Beecher plays well against Colorado, so he's in against Colorado. 3 goals in his last 5 games or whatever it is against Colorado, so he's in. VL has a little bit more of a heavier game against heavier teams.
And today was speed, so they wanted to play man to man, so Beecher on speed. Yeah.
But again, why are we playing matchup with the 14th forward? Like, that's going to make all the difference in you winning or losing a game. It doesn't make any sense at all. Right. It doesn't make any sense at all.
That's a nitpicky, fucking stupid ass overthink.
That's the the stats, whatever you're going to go with. Those are the statistical, facts that you're going to follow.
Are you gonna if you're a player, you got to find your rhythm being in and out of the lineup for mental purposes? Of course not. So what do you expect the guy to do? Plus, you got 2 guys who played 10 minutes a game, and this is what we're doing. We're gonna needle this thing 10 minutes a game over this.
Let's play matchup with our guys who play 9 minutes a night.
Did VL do what Beecher did tonight?
Sure, he could have.
Yeah, because Beecher did absolutely fucking nothing. They showed a clip of him. Somebody on X showed a clip of him, and the reason why he sucks. The puck came up in their own zone up the right wing, and he was streaking up the middle, and they threw a simple pass to him that he couldn't catch.
Yeah,
and it went the other way for transition.
There was another play where he came in, he had it all along the left wing boards, and he just fumbled it up off his stick.
Yeah,
just fumbled it up.
He can't play. He just can't. He's
like a don't hold the puck, don't hold the puck, don't hold the puck, drive the net, and then somebody passes to him, and he can deflect it in at the last minute.
That's how we scored the goal, the slap pass.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Stick on the ice. I'll hit it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
He is Smalls from the Sandlot.
He's
like, they're like, put your stick out here and I'll hit it.
Yeah.
Just hold your glove up.
Yeah.
Smalls, and I'll hit the ball into your glove.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Johnny Beecher is Smalls. He's like,
he is.
We'll pass it to you, Beach, and you can just hold your stick on the ice, and it'll go in the net. All you got to do is just hold it there.
100%. Like, stand in front of the net, stick your ass out. I'm going to hit it. That's it.
They should shooting at his ass.
They should.
Maybe it's more goals that way. Drop his ass in.
They must have taken their Adderall today. Good job hanging in, boys. Today, I'll tell you, this was one of those games where I was kind of surprised on how it ended. Like, it looked like they were going to get blown off the ice, and it was going to be. Now, what do you say? You said you were embarrassed Thursday. Now, what do you say? And that was what I was thinking of it the whole time. Like, what are we going to say on the post game? What are they going to say?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this?
We're embarrassed that they're embarrassed.
Yeah,
on double.
We're embarrassed that we're fucking not doing other things, but doing this post game every day.
I know.
Yeah. Kat says, have they said anything about why it's taking so long for Hampus? Look, they said it was not involving the knee, that it was minor. And then they flew him to the West Coast where he couldn't play. And it seems like he can't, he gets out on the ice and practices and optional and all that. It just seems like when it comes, push comes to shove, he can't go. It must be a groin or hamstring or something that just pulls and he just gets nervous. And then somebody else said something about the agent and everything. Look, players these days with the money out there, agents tell them, like, don't play even remotely hurt. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Hockey players, it's a little less of that. Yeah. But in other sports, don't play if you're on 100%. So
he's also got a long-term contract, though, so that shouldn't really be a factor.
That shouldn't be the factor. It must be a groin or something.
Yeah, I think he's got a groin that, he probably tweaks, and then, he doesn't want to go into the lineup, tweak the thing, and then not be able to go, and then the team's, 5D instead of 6, and they're, hamstrung the rest of the game. So he's probably trying to wait it out. But those things nag. Like, they nag. So he could be, in and out of the lineup all year long if he doesn't, take enough time to get the thing right.
Good point. And tonight against Colorado's a speed team. Like you don't want a groin fucking hampering you. No pun intended, hamper. They are sandbagging on Hampus. The agent holding him back. Sturm keeps saying both sides by T-Boz. Kind of what I just said.
Yeah.
I guess, but neither of them make any difference. They're both 13th and 14th forwards. Exactly what we just said. Wish they would bring some of the guys from Providence. 4 top 10 AHL scorers on the team. Yeah, but look, it's Providence. Like Matej Blumel scored 39 goals. Alex Steve scores 36 goals. They can't win NHL jobs. It's still Providence. It's still AHL. When you get to the NHL, it's different. Different for a few different reasons. Number one, you're going to play with guys like on the third line that aren't that great in the NHL, which is going to make you not that great. In the AHL, you're playing with, Steve's is playing with Poitras and Lysell, who are now AHL veterans and put up points. You're going to put up points because you guys are so comfortable playing at that level. You're going to look great.
Yeah, all those guys are good.
You've aced this level. You mastered it. So now you come to the NHL, it's different.
Yeah, and they're also playing against NHL defensemen. It's like some of the AHL defensemen they go out there against are not AHL defensemen. They're borderline, AHL defensemen. Probably some of them should be in the ECHL.
Yeah, could be.
Some of them should be retired probably.
Could be.
And they're hanging on. It's a lot different playing in the NHL than the AHL. The speed is quicker. The passing is better. Defensive stick position is better. All that stuff is better. A shot that you might get off and snipe, the goalies are better. Shot that you might get off and snipe might get deflected into the fucking crowd.
Probably will.
Because you can't get the shot off.
Yeah.
They close gaps quicker. Everything is quicker. And some people can adapt, and some people are just 4A players. They look great in the AHL, and when they get to the NHL, it just doesn't translate.
No. C-Mac doesn't have to be nails with Zadorov. Z does the hard shit. McAvoy can play without the weight. That's probably a good point, T-Boss. Like, it's a little heavier player with him. Like, when he played with Chara, I think that helps at times because Chara had a long stick and could, be physical. And so maybe that helps McAvoy. McAvoy has to cover for Lohrei, like, consistently. That's hard. That's really hard. And you could tell it's hard for him. Travis says Beecher has more skills and speed than VL. Ground veal, but both suck, yes, but Beecher is better. I don't know.
I don't think either one of those guys offer anything to you.
No.
That really helps you win games.
Right.
I really don't.
I don't.
Beecher is a speed guy that can't hold on to the puck. So the speed doesn't really help you unless you're, keeping him on the roster to beat out icings, which, come on. We've talked about it before. He's never scored more than 10 goals in any professional league ever. Not collegiately. Didn't do it at Michigan either. Didn't do it for the U.S. development team program. VL maybe adds a little bit of physicality, but he's a smallish guy, and you have enough physicality with Kastelic and Joonas and, whatever. So, neither one of those guys really adds particularly anything. I mean, if you want to talk about penalty killing, maybe Beecher adds a little bit there. So I'll give nod Trav.
Yeah.
I'll give Beecher the nod over VL for the penalty killing.
Well, that's the thing. You want to, if you can provide something else like special teams, like in football, if you can provide that thing, then you're more valuable. So yes, and Beecher is a decent penalty killer. He did it today. Penalty killing. There were a couple of times his name was called where he made a good play and support. He's fast to the puck, so that helps. All he has to do is get it and again get rid of it. Like, so there's not a lot of offensive gifts to that. But in VL, I don't know. He's just a hammer. He just goes out there and tries real hard and he'll hit. Tell you, do what you tell him to do, and then. But I'll tell you what. Another guy in AHL, Riley Tufte's on a fucking tear.
Yeah, he is.
He is like hotter than fucking a boathouse in July. Like
he's a guy, a former first round pick. Let's give him a fucking shot.
Yeah, I'll give Riley Tufte a shot. We're gonna get his ass on this program.
End of the program.
We're gonna ask him the
Beach
difficult
today,
question.
by the way, 2 minutes, 1:56 of shorthanded time on ice.
Oh, there you go.
He was 0 for 1 face-offs, had 2 hits and 1 block shot. So
Okay, so there you go. There you go. Penalty killing value.
You know what? I'll give him credit. Pretty good day for Beecher.
It was. He's gonna be a guy. If I don't notice him, then I'm fine with him.
Sure.
Kind of thing. If I notice him, it's usually a bad thing.
Yeah.
So
who gives a frog's fat ass?
Right. Odyssey says, I think they will try Blumel after VL and Lysell or Poitras if injuries stack up, or the latter if Minton doesn't produce. AC Martin, RB will go at the deadline. I think it's lined up for this. Sweeney and Neely's thought might be, you know what the fans like play hard every night. Let's get a bunch of guys who will play hard, buy in, be physical, fight, and then at the deadline trade them all, and then next year make a solid effort to try to make if that's what the thing was, then I would at least get it. I would at least almost half respect it. So I don't know if that's it though. I don't know, because Sweeney doesn't love to make trades just to make trades. He likes to win the trade going away.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the big stickling point. Like with Zacha, like he's going to want like a blue chip prospect and a first round pick from Vancouver. I mean, is Zacha really worth that?
He's probably not, but if you're gonna trade him and he's got a great contract, He does. If you're gonna trade him, then yeah, you hold the other team over a barrel if that's what they're looking for. Yeah. I hold out too. I mean, you don't have to trade Zacha. You know,
you don't.
Like you said
you can actually extend him.
He's one of your better 200-foot guys. You don't have to trade him. Make Vancouver fucking pay out the ass for it if they want it so bad.
Okay, let's do it. We're not taking the brush back. That's it. Other than that, I don't care who they give us. Sweeney's name and how about this from DeBrusque? I was for shits and giggles every once in a while I'll check in on him. He has a goal and 2 assists in whatever it is, 8 games, and he had a game against Chicago where he had 10 shots on goal, and he hit a goal in that game. And then the last 2 games he's played 13 and 14 minutes with like nothing. Typical Jake DeBrusque. Like he takes whatever medication on Chicago night and gets 10 shots on goal, and then he's fast asleep 2 games later. It's just uncanny. Sweeney's name and likeness should be banned from this chat as a dead horse being beaten into red dirt. I'll get the fucking shovel, T-Boz.
Yeah.
Well, Katie says, if it's going to be a ragtag bunch, I don't understand why they aren't rolling out Poitras, Lysell, Blumel. Let them develop, maybe show something. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. These guys can't do this type of thing right now, and they're trying to get them to that point. Or you look at it as, just play the young guys, and if they fuck up, they fuck up. But if they develop, then that's great. That's what you need. So it's a decision you make. It's a choice you make.
It's a choice.
Choice.
And they've made it numerous times. Those aren't the type of players they like for whatever reason. The management, even though they drafted them and brought them in here, but they still seem to do it. And I'm with you though, Katie. I think they should be playing the young guys because I think you should be seeing what you have there, either for trade purposes or to see if they can develop into something on the Bruins.
Again, like you talked about player development in the offseason, how you weren't very good at it. And I haven't seen any difference in what you're doing with it. So either they don't think these guys they've decided to change the way they want to play and do this thing, this piss and vinegar thing.
Yeah.
And they don't fit. So they're going to try to raise their value to trade them. Or they want to try to make them into those players, which isn't going to happen.
No.
So I don't know it's one of the 2 things. I don't know what it is. If they are really going forward with these guys, or if they're just trying to say, or they're going to say to some team, Fabian Lysell had 28 goals in the AHL.
Yeah.
He'd be great in your organization. And then maybe they're just trying to raise the value. I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I like piss and vinegar to an extent.
Yeah.
Like I like Florida. Highly skilled piss and vinegar asshole. You know what I mean? Like I like that thing. And it's the skill first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Piss and vinegar without the skill is a tough sell to me. Like I just don't want them to bang guys through the boards and win the fight.
I think my ideal Bruins team is a fast, skilled, competitive team. Mm-hmm. Competitive though, so means you're winning puck battles. You're kind of feisty. You're battling, and with elements of piss and vinegar. So you have a fast, skilled, feisty, competitive team, and then you sprinkle in your Zadorovs of the world that can go fucking crush someone.
Yeah,
and he still has, as we've seen, when he gets going and rushing the puck, he has skill. He has elements of skill. And, a great backhand sauce pass to Geekie for the goal the other night. So those are the type of piss and vinegar guys you add when you have all the collection of the skill and the speed and the competitive. You can add guys like that in to kind of round the team out. Because I think you need a little of everything to win in this league. You got to have some guys that can intimidate. You have to have scoring. Obviously, you have to have depth scoring. You have to have good defense. You have to have some shutdown guys. You have to have some puck movers. You have to have all that. But I think overall, you want all those guys to be skilled. You want them all to be able to skate, and you want them all to be competitive. And then you mix in the rest.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like the 2011 team was a really good example of how I like the team. Of course, they won the thing. Yeah. But that was the team. Even before that, 09 and 10, like those teams, like, even though they didn't win, like those are the types that they had skill. You're going to see something great every night, but you're also going to see Lucic hit a guy. You're going to see Ferentz and McQuaid beat the bag out of a guy. Like you're going to see different elements, all the different elements. That's what I want. I don't just want Tanner Jeannot skating around, taking a penalty, barking at a guy every single night and not doing anything offensively. I don't want to, and losing 4-1. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's not that valuable to me, that other stuff.
No.
Cinderella Man, ouch, a win. I hate it. The tank choo-choo train off the rails.
And thank you, Cinderella Man, for the
your support.
Yeah, love the hell out of that thing.
Very nice. Thank you very much. They are allergic to giving the young guys a chance, says Pejman. They also block them by constantly signing fourth lighters to multi-year deals. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Who you're riding with going forward after this year. Some of these guys are going to be on the team for a while, like we just talked about. Scarielli, please, for the love of God, continue to keep McAvoy and Lohrei separated. They do not work as a pair, and they don't. Makes McAvoy worse.
It does.
So do not. Wanders to WA. Great time to trade. Number 11 might get a return as he has been looking good lately. Yeah, I'm with you. If he plays great for a month, send the videos to everybody because he's not the type of guy you say you want to have. So, Connor, go ahead.
I just want everybody to remember when they trade Middlestat that it was for Charlie Coyle and they already got Zellers and a second-round pick. Just remember that. All for Charlie Coyle. Just remember that.
Right. So, depending on what the second-round pick is, who was it? Did they already take it?
Yeah, that was in this last draft. Was it Will Moore?
Was it Moore?
I'll pull up the draft pick.
Okay. So if it was Moore and Zellers and Middlestat's kind of thrown in, and then you get something for Middlestat, then that's a pretty good train you got there.
Sure.
It's a good trade tree. Let's see. Lucky Charm. I started watching Providence. Yeah, I mean, they got a good thing going down there. It's good AHL hockey. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. No. I mean, those guys are playing well, 5 in a row, a wagon, a real legit chance of winning a Calder Cup. Sure, it's fine. When I was in college, Portland Pirates won the Calder Cup when I was like a junior or senior in college. We went to a few games. Fun as hell.
Oh, Portland
won the whole thing.
Providence Bruins is fun as fuck down there. Yeah. It's pretty cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Federal Hill's like right around the corner. You go over there, have a big plate of chicken parm, go over the game, get shit-faced, watch fights, watch some talented guys. It's an awesome take. I highly recommend it.
It really is. It really is. It really is.
Connor wants to chime in.
So that draft pick from Colorado is for defenseman Liam Pettersson.
Okay.
The Will Moore pick was for your friend and mine, Trent Frederick from the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow. Keep an eye on that one.
Oh, I hope Will Moore turns into an absolute stud.
Keep an eye on that one. Victoria, here's my take. Don't touch the top two lines. They work and the bottom line is working. Don't touch it. Jeannot is trying to make plays, and Mitten or Eyssimont are connecting on those plays typically. I don't love Mitten playing with him. I don't love Mitten playing with him. I want Mitten to play with better players, or send him down. I don't love. I don't know. I don't know if Jeannot or Eyssimont is really helping him.
Yeah, I think the Bruins' lack of depth there is forcing those guys to play on that line. Because really, in actuality, Jeannot and Eyssimont are both fourth line guys. I think Mitten's probably a third line guy. Jury's still out, but we can say he's probably a third line guy. He has a little more skill and than those other two guys. But the Bruins already have a fourth line. So those other two guys have to play somewhere, and they gave Jeannot a 5-year deal, so he's going to play. And they're giving him more of an increased role now. I'll give him his credit today.
You're right.
Great play, great pass, great finish by Eyssimont. But there's been a lot of cases early in the season where he's kind of lost in the defensive zone, lost in coverage, and the other team scores.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to clean that part up, because we're not really paying him to be an offensive stud. We're paying him to be good in the defensive zone and be piss and vinegar and be that piece, protect your guys out there, that kind of thing. I think that's part of the reason he's playing with Mitten, a little protection from him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not getting paid to score. So he's got to clean up the D zone part, and then chip in offensively when he can.
Yeah. 69 Odat says a fancy whorehouse with a timer. Yeah. I mean, it's not as glamorous as you think. It's some of those at the end, like it just like scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's not a soothing alarm clock.
No, it doesn't ease you out, so to speak.
Yeah,
no.
Can't hit snooze either, by the way.
No. Jonesy says, are there any contenders with goalie issues that could take Korpisalo?
Not right now, I don't think. You wait for maybe somebody to get hurt, and then maybe it is. Yeah. But the other problem is Korpisalo's numbers right now are awful. So
100%.
No one's going to be out there looking to take a backup goalie that's getting $3 million a year with awful stats. That's not going to help you at all. I mean, here's Korpisalo on the air. 4 games played, 1 win, 3 losses, a 4.03.
Holy fuck! Wow.
And an 8.45 save percentage.
Yeah, how do you pick up the phone and sell that thing?
87 saves on 103 shots.
Jesus Christ! It's like selling a 92 Corolla to for $5,000.
It's like selling a 92 Corolla that's rusted out with 185,000 miles on it. And a tire missing.
But hey, great automobile.
Yeah, it's a damn fine automobile, and I'd like to see you driving this.
Jonesy, I'll see you at Thomas Eddy's thing tonight. You're in Waltham. Good. It'll be good to see you there. Jason Larad, watching the Leafs play, they look like we did last year. That Carlo trade could have been a good one. Carlo, I've heard they don't want. They don't want
Carlo anymore. They were trying to trade him before the season started.
They were trying to trade him. Let's see. There was a sip in here. Dustin had some Switchback ale.
Yeah, that a boy. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, and Adrienne hasn't sipped yet, but she's thinking Wild Turkey 101 later.
Oh, get after it, Adrienne. That's what we need to see from you.
Let's just get it done. Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night's all right for fighting. Let's go.
It is. All right, 3 up, 3 down. Let's see, 3 up. I'd say number 3, Mason Lohrei, 3 assists. Also played a better defensive game, a little more engaged physically. I thought Lohrei deserved after we've been hammering him. So we're going to recognize him at 3. 2 is Victor Arvidsson. He gets a goal, a couple of big defensive plays late, shot blocks, and real hustle play to get in position for that goal. And then number 1, Swayman. I thought, Swayman was probably the reason overall that they won. That could have been a 5-3, 6-3 loss if it wasn't for Swayman. So
100%
playing pretty well. So this is what they need from him. Just be a little more consistent, the rest of the team, and maybe, you can run off a few wins here and there.
I feel like not doing downs today.
Okay.
Like they were pretty good overall as a complete team. If you guys have some downs, you could spit them out. But I feel like it was a pretty good overall team effort. I would say maybe Sean Corrali didn't.
Oh my God, doesn't he look slow? Like, doesn't he look
slow? He, there's a couple of plays he fumbled. I mean, I know he's trying hard.
But he looks washed.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just
he had a penalty. He had one hit. He did have 2 block. No, he didn't have any blocks. So yeah, I'll throw Corrali in there. But other than that, like it was a pretty good overall team effort.
I thought so too. I thought for the last 2.5 periods, it was a pretty good, solid team effort, which you need to have against the Avs. I mean, they're a contender. So, and they have dynamic offensive players. Jesus, some of the movement they had in the zone and stuff, like wow, like the Moscow Red Army sometimes there. Look ahead, Monday night at Ottawa. So here's the schedule. It's gonna be Monday night game, Tuesday night game, Wednesday night live episode 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday night game, Saturday afternoon 1 o'clock game. Wow.
It's really going to test our ability to do this program, but it's also going to test you guys and your ability to show up for us night after night. And we tell you what, by Thursday, by Saturday, we're going to need you.
We're going to need you.
We're going to need you to be in there with us. We're going to need you to be in there with us fucking pumping up those comments because I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain it and survive otherwise.
And you know what? We believe in you.
We do. I like a champion. No excuses.
No excuses. Rule number 125. Never leave a crasher.
Never leave a crasher in a funny suit.
All right. Merch. Get some merch. 20% off. Sorry, John. Get to the store. Buy some stuff.
Yeah. Take T-Boz's fucking follow T-Boz. He's got a Rocks glass. He's got a Get Bet shirt. He's got bought some other shit, I think.
Yeah.
So follow his example.
Yeah, some nice little stuff on there. And
scan that QR code, get right after it.
Have a good weekend, everyone. And as always, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.